What's up, everybody? Justin here back with a new episode of The List, episode 45. 45 episodes. A lot of episodes, but it's been a good series of videos for me. I think I started them in early 2017. I'm not sure when, but episode 1 was probably in February or something. I don't know. Anyways, on this episode of The List, episode 45, I will give my thoughts on 3 different news stories. I believe 3 different, 3 different news stories. First, I'm going to talk about Bully Ray. He might have to retire, reportedly. I don't know if it's true. It was reported he may have to retire. But again, I don't know if it's true. Could just be rumors. So, the story says, at Ring of Honor's last pay-per-view on Friday, I watched it. Death Before Dishonor 15, Jay Briscoe turned on Bully Ray during the 6-man tag title match against the Young Bucks and Adam Page. When Bully Ray called for a table, it's been done so many times in his career. He push his divan and goes, "Get the tables." Anyway, Jay Briscoe, the guy, I don't know if he's in a bad mood or it's just his character. He's inside his own head that he's going to be a heel. So that's maybe why he did this. I don't know why he would do this. But Jay Briscoe threw the table at Bully Ray. Basically, just threw it at him. And the edge of the table caught Bully Ray square in the forehead. So that was not good. And Bully Ray was down. After the match, he was down on his stomach. He wasn't getting up really fast at all. He was probably knocked silly. Probably the lights are on, but nobody was home. Inside. It was pretty bad. Anyways, the article goes on to say while the spot looked bad, it wasn't until a day later that we learned, courtesy of Tommy Dreamer, that Bully Ray had suffered a serious concussion and spent the night in the ER. I did not know that until right now. And this List 45 show is being shot on Wednesday night. So Tommy Dreamer tweeted on the 23rd that he spent the night in the ER with Bully Ray and he got his bell rung again and he's concerned for him. And Bully tweeted on the 23rd, he tweeted, "Thanks for the well wishes, much appreciated. It was a long night and a rough day so far. Wish I could say I was doing better." So then Bully Ray on Tuesday, yesterday, Bully went on Sirius XM's Busted Open Radio and said the prognosis isn't good. The news he got, I guess, from doctors and specialists is not good. He says, confirming he spent Friday night in the emergency room. He said doctors have advised him to avoid getting overexcited and being around loud noises. He was also asked if he has concerns about wrestling again after this incident and responded, "So much so that I'm not even sure if my career should continue." Goes on to say this is sad news, and I agree it is. Bully Ray has a history of probably gotten like well over 5 or 10 concussions. I'm just guessing. Especially when he's in ECW. I don't know if he got all his concussions in ECW, but he was bashed on the head with a lot of chair shots, and he didn't put his hands up and protect himself. But maybe the chairs were gimmicked. I don't know. They were probably aluminum chairs. So it's like you take an aluminum can, or like this. Doesn't hurt. It gets crushed, bent spot. Doesn't really hurt. I mean, it could hurt. It hurts a little. I shouldn't have done that, but I just thought I would. So I've suffered one concussion my entire life. When I was like 9 years old, or might have been 7 years old. I think I was 9. Anyways, I suffered a concussion when I was sledding. Went off a ramp, went flying up in the air, landed on my head, and I was really out of it. I didn't know where I was. I felt ill, felt nauseated. Went home, was super out of it, and passed out, went to sleep. And I woke up, felt better. But I've only had one concussion in my entire life. So hopefully, when I'm an old man, my brain will all be there. So it goes on to say, in 2016, Bryan was forced to retire because in 2016, it says 51 retired wrestlers sued WWE over CTE injuries that they reportedly got from wrestling. It says WWE banned shots to the head a long time ago, but they're still permitted in Ring of Honor. Unless they want to risk retiring another star, perhaps they should consider banning headshots as well. To me, I don't know, Jay Briscoe. I'm sure he's a nice guy and he wouldn't hurt any of his opponents in the ring. I don't know, there's some noise, but I don't know what that noise was. Anyways, by my window. So, Jay Briscoe, I think the guy's a professional. I don't think you just throw the table at Bully Ray on purpose and, like, not care. Just, like, throw it over his shoulder. I don't think he did that. I think it was an accident. Just like when Sheamus, bro, kicked Daniel Bryan overseas, and Daniel Bryan got a bad concussion and was out for months and months and months because of Sheamus giving him a concussion. That was probably an accident. And probably nowadays, after like 20, I don't know, probably after like 2012, 2011, 2010, after that, since WWE's gone PG and a lot of wrestling, well, not all wrestling, but WWE's eliminated chair shots. I mean, sometimes guys usually, I don't know when, but maybe Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, street fights, maybe they hit each other in the head, but they probably blocked it with their hands. What I'm trying to say is, pro wrestling is not ballet. It's a damn dangerous sport. You can get a concussion very easily, really easily, if you're dropped on your head wrong or if you're hit with a weapon. I mean, you could get a concussion probably 100 different ways during a wrestling match if a move is done wrong to you. Let's say someone's DDT'd on the floor and their head goes right up against the floor and they're not protected, or their opponent messes up. You could get a concussion from that. So it's a dangerous sport. I'm sure a lot of the wrestlers, probably over 70% of them, have suffered more than 1 or 2 concussions. So I don't know. I hope Bully Ray doesn't have to retire, but if he has to for his health, that'll be a good thing. So it sounds bad. He was in the ER. I don't know. I don't think Ring of Honor should ban chair shots. Just tell the guys to protect themselves more. And I think what Jay Briscoe did, throwing the table, hitting Bully in the forehead, that was an accident, I believe. And Jay Briscoe probably apologized to Bully backstage, I'm sure. I hope he did, or else he's a scumbag and not a good guy. Especially if he found out Bully Ray was in the ER and he didn't apologize, then he's a scumbag. But I think he did. Again, I don't know if he did. I'm just guessing. So, what was I going to say? Around, I think, 2002, they say 22, that doesn't sound right. So, 2002, Bully Ray suffered a really bad concussion on Raw during a TLC match. I remember Bully got a really bad concussion, and after the match, he had to be carried out. That was really scary. I think he's carried out after Raw was off the air, but I remember seeing a video and pictures of Bully Ray being carried out by agents and refs to the back because the guy was really bad concussed. So even Tommy Dreamer, that guy, Tommy Dreamer probably shouldn't be wrestling anymore. Because I think he's suffered like a lot of concussions too. And Bully has too, I'm sure. And guys that are suffering probably from a lot of concussions, like Axel Rotten, that guy killed himself. Probably because his brain was scattered. And he didn't want to live anymore. The guy's probably in so much pain. I mean, I know if you have a lot of concussions, you're not supposed to be around bright light and you can have really, really bad headaches. I can't imagine how bad they are because I've never had them, but that's not good. And I'm sure if you have bad headaches like every day from concussions, that is kind of like living in hell. Unless you're going to take pain medication every day to get rid of it. So Bully Ray, final thought on him. It says Bully Ray to retire. I don't know if he'll retire. And if he does, that'll be a sad way to go out. In a 6-man tag, that sucks. If he does have to retire, the guy, Bully Ray, had a great career. Legendary career as part of the Dudley Boys. Great career in TNA as Bully Ray. The guy's a great singles heel. Former TNA World Champion Bully Ray. The guy was great as a singles heel. He was really good. Came back to WWE, had a great ovation, had a great homecoming as the Dudley Boys with Devon, but that they never got pushed, really, ever. I thought they'd win the tag titles one more time, and they never did. So anyways, now the next story. The next story is pretty damn funny. I think it's funny. It says Vince McMahon reportedly, I don't know if it's a rumor, but it sounds true because Vince is a hothead. And the guy probably would be pissed about this. So it goes on to say, in a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, host Bryan Alvarez noted that Vince did not find it funny at all in regards to the Bullet Club's invasion of Raw. That sounds true. If I was 70 years old, or whatever Vince is, 73, 72, I don't know. But if I was Vince, and I was an old guy, I'd be mad too about it. But I'm not his age. I'm in my 30s, early 30s. So, Vince, you shouldn't be that mad about it. I mean, I don't know why you'd be mad about it. I guess you have a right to be, but it's stupid. And I guess, well, Vince, he takes stuff personally. he took it personally when Hogan left, tried to put him out of business, but then he brought back Hogan and he hired Eric Bischoff. So Vince can get over stuff real quick. If he knows he can make money off the person, he brings them back or hires them. I know the Bullet Club and the Elite in their video and their invasion of Raw, it was Brandy Rhodes, Hangman Page, Young Bucks, and Cody Rhodes. And Marty Scurll. They were in the Bullet Club invasion of Raw video. And they are basically doing exactly the Bullet Club was doing, or the Elite. Why don't they just call themselves the Bullet Club? I don't know, but they're called the Elite also. So during it, it was like basically a carbon copy of what DX did when they invaded Nitro in '98. Cody Rhodes was on a megaphone, whatever you want to call it. They were asking fans, did you pay for these tickets? Are you going to Raw? And the fans, a lot of them were yelling, hell no, we're not going. And like, they're just giving away tickets or something like that. So I could see how Vince could be mad about that. That they're announcing that the arena wasn't that full and that all these fans didn't want to go to Raw anymore. So that's kind of bashing WWE. But still, Vince, you should be happy that the Bullet Club did this and that there's other companies around that are surviving instead of you. I'm not going to mention Impact, GFW, because they're barely surviving. I love their talent, but they're barely surviving. They're not on anybody's radar. Nobody's radar. They're not even Ring of Honor's competitor. Not anymore. Not in my opinion. Ring of Honor is #2 company in the United States, in my opinion. They go on tour way more, and I'm sure they make a lot more money than Impact, Anthem does with Impact. Because they make no money, except on the website, merchandise sales, and that can't be that much. So Ring of Honor is the #2 company around, in my opinion, behind WWE. And Ring of Honor, you could argue, has a lot better wrestling. That's probably true, because they don't do many storylines, really. Or you could argue New Japan Pro Wrestling is #2 in America, but I disagree. Ring of Honor is. So, Vince, you should be happy. The Bullet Club invaded Raw because you should be happy there's some competition out there. At least the Ring of Honor is a different company with some competition. And there are some competition because they do pay-per-views. And they have a TV every weekend. And they do house shows every weekend. And they go overseas and tour. So Ring of Honor is a good company. It's been around 15 years. I guarantee you they make more money than Impact and Anthem have. At one time, Impact, TNA, at one time, to me, they were #2. But they are not anymore. So Vince, get over it. You should be happy that companies like Ring of Honor, Impact, and New Japan are around. Because if they weren't, you wouldn't have any other wrestlers from any other companies. You wouldn't have any other wrestlers showing up to invade your show. And you could argue that the Bullet Club invading actually gave WWE and Raw a lot more promotion and excitement from some fans that thought, I'm going to watch Raw to see if the Bullet Club shows up in the crowd with Bullet Club flags and signs. But they didn't get in the arena. I don't think they ever planned to go in the arena because they just would have been thrown out. If I was Vince and they did get in the arena, I would have them thrown out because that'd be embarrassing. If they got into the crowd and got on TV, that'd be embarrassing, in my opinion. It wouldn't be cool because a lot of fans would be marking out for the Bullet Club members a lot of fans would be marking out for them during Raw. And then it'd take the focus off of WWE, and Bullet Club could be in the crowd. Fans could start chanting stuff like WWE sucks or something. Fans probably would start chanting Too Sweet, and Vince, you couldn't sue him for doing that if they were chanting Too Sweet. Anyways. Next story on this episode of the list I'm going to go into is, so it's reported, again, it's probably true, but it's a rumor. I'll say it's a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but it sounds true. So WWE sends the Young Bucks a cease and desist order over the Too Sweet hand gesture. I'll do it. I'm not afraid of getting sued because I'm a fan. And I'm not making money off that. Anyways, I mean, I'm not putting it on a shirt or anything like that, trying to sell it. I would never try to sell WWE copyrighted images. So, Pro Wrestling Sheet. I don't know how much you can believe them, but they got the story. Pro Wrestling Sheet is reporting WWE has sent a cease and desist order to the Young Bucks, demanding the brothers stop using the hand gesture immediately. Now, at one point, I don't know if it was Jay-Z or I think it was Jay-Z trying to sue Diamond Dallas Page over DDP's Feel the Bang diamond symbol. Feel the Bang. Again, I don't know if it was Jay-Z, but I believe he tried to sue DDP over this. And I think Jay-Z's was this symbol that he trademarked. I don't know if he trademarked it, and I don't care. I think Jay-Z's a lousy rapper. The guy only had like 2 hits that were decent. Big Pimpin' and what is that other song? I don't remember, but another one. I don't got a problem with Jay-Z, but trying to sue DDP, that was stupid because you didn't own, I guess Jay-Z thought he owned this. I don't know if he trademarked it. I don't know. But I think Diamond Dallas Page trademarked this. I think he has a trademarked. Because he still does it, I believe. Whenever he appears at wrestling shows or conventions. So it goes on to say, according to the report, WWE reached out after discovering the Bucks use the gesture in the ring and on merchandise and claim they own the copyright to it. I don't know why you'd say they claim. I'm sure they do own it. And you can disagree all you want. You can say WWE's being way too petty. That you can't copyright a hand gesture. That you can't own a hand gesture. What if a wrestler did this? Would WWE say we own the thumbs up? We copyrighted the thumbs up for Hacksaw Jim Duggan? I don't know if they own it. But Hacksaw Jim Duggan, wherever he appears, I'm sure he still does that. So, but the Clique, as far as I know, is a fan. As far as I know, the Clique, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, X-Pac, the Clique started this. They started doing that before the NWO, but the NWO on TV, they made this popular. Too Sweet sign, my opinion, was started by the NWO on TV. And backstage, it was probably started by the Clique. And the first guy that ever did it, Kevin Nash, explained in an interview that he saw X-Pac do this to them. He was coming in the arena, he just went up, did this to them, and then they all started doing it together, to each other, the Clique. So, according to Kevin Nash, Sean Waltman, X-Pac, started it. And they started doing it. And that's probably why when they went to WCW, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, X-Pac went with them later. I think he was in WCW by September 96 or October. Then the NWO started doing this, and they came up with the too sweet saying. It's just too sweet. They came up with doing that to each other for the NWO. And that was a great idea. Hand gestures in wrestling are very awesome. If you come up with a great one like this, or For Life, or this, DX, that's a great idea. Or this, that's a great idea. In wrestling, to have hand gestures for a faction. Great idea. Really great idea. Because you can make a lot of merchandise money off it. And the fans like to be involved in the show. The fans like doing this. And every other hand gesture, probably this too, to wrestlers you don't like. I've done that a few times at a lot of wrestling shows. Not so much anymore, but as a teenager, I was doing that all the time during Attitude Era shows I was at. Even if I'd go to another wrestling show and a heel came by I didn't like at all, like Elias or somebody, and I don't even dislike Elias. I'm just saying, for example, if a wrestler I hated went by me, I wouldn't even do that to him anymore, because I feel that's just too damn disrespectful. It's too damn disrespectful to be sticking a middle finger in somebody's face just for playing a character and doing their job. Fans could still do it, but I won't, because I'm overdoing that. I'm too... that's immature to do that if you're over 30, to be telling a wrestler F you with your middle finger. You could yell at them F you, but I just won't do the middle finger to them. So it goes on to say, WWE claims they own the copyright, I'm sure they do, and asked for a written agreement that the Bucks won't use it again on merchandise or on TV or in the ring. And WWE is asking that the Bucks stop using their intellectual property or risk being hit with penalties for damages up to $150,000. That's a lot of money. So, young hacks, young idiots, you better stop doing it. Because you don't own it. And I don't want to hear the argument that WWE doesn't own this, or own this, or own this, or own this. I don't want to hear that argument. Who cares? They do own, reportedly, I'm sure it's true, they do own this. So, just stop doing it. Get over it. And they do own Suck It. So, stop doing that and yelling Suck It at ROH shows or the shows the Young Bucks are on constantly. They were doing that and yelling Suck It, and the crowd enjoyed it. But you didn't own that. WWE owned Suck It. And I'm sure they have that trademarked. Still, I guess. Anyways, what was I going to say now? This video is going on too long, but I didn't like it when the Young Bucks were doing the Suck It crotch chop. I didn't like that because they were ripping off DX. And I didn't like when they were doing this because, yes, you could claim the Bullet Club and Finn Balor started doing that first. That's not true. Because he probably got the idea, I'll do this in Japan, I'll do this. He probably got the idea from seeing the NWO do it on TV. Or maybe he heard about the Clique doing that backstage. So anyways, Finn Balor probably started doing it, and the Young Bucks think they can keep doing it just because Carl Anderson, Gallows, AJ Styles do it on WWE TV, and Ballard still does it, probably sometimes, But they're allowed to do it because they're in the WWE. So Bucks, young, stupid idiot Bucks, stop doing it. You don't own the copyright. Too bad, so sad, go cry in a corner. I don't give a rat's ass if you're sad about it, if you think it's wrong. And a lot of fans may disagree with me and think it is wrong that WWE wants to stop them from doing this. It's not wrong if they own the copyright. That just means they're smarter than every other wrestler that didn't copyright it because they were stupid. And WWE's not stupid when it comes to copywriting names or gimmick names or whatever, pay-per-view names. They copyright all their stuff they come up with. In the Click, WWE did not come up with this, but they copyrighted it, so they own it. So the Young Bucks, stop using it, you stupid, dumb, immature little idiots. So it goes on to say the Young Bucks have contacted a lawyer regarding the situation, but it's unknown at the time if the Bucks will try to fight the case. They would be really stupid to fight the case because WWE would not lose. They would not lose if they own the copyright. Plus, WWE has way more cash to spend to fight you. If you're a wrestler trying to fight them in court, you're going to lose, in my opinion. Vince even, some say, took a shot at CM Punk. When Vince appeared on SmackDown, he said, I've never lost a court case against anybody that has sued me. He says, I've never lost. And that's probably true. So next story I want to read is about X-Pac, Sean Waltman. What he said about something. I can't even remember what he said, but he had something to say about something. Trying to get to the article. So Sean Waltman, if you don't know who that is, it's 123 Kid, X-Pac, 6. Sean Waltman comments on the Bullet Club's invasion at Raw. Because Sean Waltman was actually involved in an invasion. When he was a part of DX, they invaded WCW. So Sean Waltman, I believe, he spoke about the Bullet Club's invasion at Raw and gave his thoughts on a couple items. So he goes on to say his thoughts on it. He says about the Bullet Club invasion at this week's Raw in Ontario, Canada. Or Ontario, California, not Canada. He says, from what I read, Vince was not amused. I read that it was just a copy of what DX did, and it was. But who cares? If it was a copy, I hope they recorded it and they put it on a ROH website or ROH TV. Maybe it's already on, I don't know, if the Elite, if the Bullet Club has a YouTube channel, maybe they already put it up on YouTube. I don't know. So he goes on to say it was a copy of what DX did. He says, so what? With a question mark. And then he says, I think it was brilliant. I might not have been an original, or it might not have been an original idea, but it was really smart of them. I agree it was. Because it brought more attention to the Bullet Club and the Elite and a different company, Ring of Honor. Maybe a lot of WWE fans don't know that Ring of Honor exists, but it does. And the Bullet Club and Cody Rhodes and is part of it. As a wrestling fan, if you don't know who the Bullet Club is and Cody is and Young Bucks, Marty Scurll, if you don't know those guys, Hangman Page, if you don't know them, never heard of them, you're really living under a rock as a wrestling fan. expand your horizons and watch some other wrestling except for WWE. Watch New Japan, watch Impact, watch Ring of Honor, watch NXT, watch everything. Mae Young Classic, Lucha Underground, watch it all. I don't watch Lucha Underground because I don't have the time and I don't feel like it and I don't care to. I don't feel I'm missing anything. It's probably going to end anyway after the next season. So there it is. This episode of The List is in the books. As I said, I agree with what X-Pac said. It was a very smart move for them to invade Raw. And Vince, you should get over it. And not be upset that they invaded your show, because you should be happy other companies still exist. And shockingly, you didn't buy them all up and put them all out of business yet. And in 5 or 10 years, you probably will own Ring of Honor and Impact and have them on the network. Somehow you'll probably buy them. You'll buy every damn company there is to buy. Except for New Japan. I don't think they'll sell to you. Ever. So, this new episode of The List in the books. Hope you enjoyed it. Episode 45. Talked about Bully Ray maybe having to retire. Talked about the Bullet Club invasion on Raw. Talked about what Vince and his thoughts were on it. And I gave you Sean Waltman, X-Pac's thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great Thursday, Friday, and weekend. Bye for now.